Okay, so the project we got to do, we got to put in a culvert pipe. So, I mean, this isn't ideal, but this is the lowest spot of the trench, so. And then nobody lives over here, so we got somewhere to go with it. They're 12-inch pipes, so that dust, you can see, I cut it here. So we're using that one because it's smaller and won't take up as much room. But we got the laser transit set up. I'll show you what that's for. So I'll capture what I can. We're going to try and build a head wall over here just because, you know, if you don't, it ends up washing out around the pipe. And everything's been done so half-assed throughout this development through the years. I'm not participating. Something else I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of dirt out of here, maybe a little bit out of here, because water likes to come down through there and it'll give it a direct area to go. So one of the problems we have is I don't have enough to go bigger than a 12-inch. You need a foot minimum on the top of the pipe. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, so what's going on here is I dug this a little wider because you need to build a head wall, which I'll show you when we get to it. It's basically just when you put rocks around the outside, but while I'm waiting for them to take that dump truck and get rid of the dirt, which that dump truck's pretty worn out, so even being as new as it is, it's junk to begin with. So they don't run that much dirt in it because it won't dump it. But so basically what I'm doing is just cleaning up this trench, making sure it's nice and clean, and checking my grade with the transit, which is set up right there. And basically I'll show you what this does. This one's just a cheap one. So but when that green light beeps, which that is ear piercing, when that green light beeps, it goes steady like that. That means you're dead on. And whenever that lower light beeps like that, which you can see there, that means you are lower. And then whenever that top one means you're high. Now the goal here, and I'm gonna have to dig a little bit more, is you need this end of the pipe to be higher than that end, which basically means that's your pitch, which some people, they have preference, but the reality of it is whenever you're doing a pipe like this, the amount of pitch you have doesn't matter so long as it's pitched the proper way. If you can drop it a foot in 20 feet, go for it. The faster that water gets out of there, the better. Now, there are circumstances where you don't want to do that because it can wash out. It picks up too much speed, but there's things you can do to mitigate that. It doesn't. Pitch is a lot of times it's determined by what you've got to work with. For example, it's hard to tell in this high grass here, but this side of the road, actually right about there by that stump, is actually 5 inches higher than where I started over there. So that has to be dug down. But that's a lot of the problem we deal with in this community, is it was just that way. I'll show you what I mean by no base under the roads. I know I've said that before. So basically what I'm saying by no base under the road is, obviously this is your dirt line right here. Then you've got an inch, maybe 2 of compacted stone. And then this is tar and chip that they sprayed over it, which that never is thick. But the point is, you cannot build something on 1 inch modified. Whenever we dig our roads, we come down to about there for comparison. And we've got garbage trucks, triaxles, all kinds of things driving over them. We roughly do about a foot of base under them. And we use a 3-inch rock, or number 3s, which are 3-inch rock. They're roughly, well, this isn't a 3, but roughly that size, maybe a little smaller. Stuff like, kind of like these roughly, but bigger. A little bit fatter, but. And then we use 2A modified to give it a nice surface to drive on. That seems to be holding up pretty good. I've done this for quite a few years. I did excavation straight out of high school for 8 years, I believe, before I started working here. That's actually why they hired me, because of my experience doing it. So the problem we have here is the roads are so bad because of things like that. We've got 30 miles and there's only 2 of us, so we can't keep up with it. But anyway, I'm gonna get back on there and do a little bit more digging around, and I'll film maybe some operating if I can get time. Okay, so I got it all dug across the road here, which didn't film a lot of the operating because this backhoe is not really backhoe. So basically the idea is make that end lower so the water flows, like I said earlier. Now I'm going to spread this out, and we're going to take the vibe plate, pack this all in, bring it up to the road level. But before I get carried away with that, he went to get me rocks to build a head wall here, which I'll show you when I'm done. And we got a a pipe to extend that out. We were going to leave it that way and it'd be fine, but over the time that's going to collapse in there. So I think it'll be better in the long run to just extend it. And then I just dug out through there and gave it somewhere to go. So I'm going to rake this out quick, and I'm going to ride that in. Is that red too?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So anyway, this is how you put a coupler on. Ideally, you gotta leave a little more room for yourself underneath it, but sometimes you just forget Honestly, I wasn't planning on this, but okay, so you get two of them locked together like this, and then the two corrugations on that pipe will go in here, and then you fold it up, zip tie it together like that. I'll show you that when I'm done. Okay, so then they should butt up pretty tight like that. And then close them up. And this will all settle together tighter. And you take your zip ties. Poke them through the hole. And get them all started. Mostly so you're not fighting the slop. And then pull it in the middle, pull it, and then bring it back around like this. Pull them over that way, pull it down some more. Then we just cut your, this isn't even necessary, but you're going underground, but just cut those off. And then you're done with the coupler. Now we can fill it in. There's also another way to join these pipes. This is actually that style, but this is a belled pipe. I don't know if you're gonna pick it up on the video here, but this rib, and I believe this rib, yeah, they're all tapered. This one goes back to being full-sized. This should have a gasket here, and then you lube that up and you push it together. The other end of this would have a bell on it, and whenever home disappears here, that means you're all the way in and you're good to go. You don't have to mess around with the coupler like that. Sometimes those are a lot easier to deal with. But all right, I'm gonna finish filling this in. Got a pile of stone there to put back in it. I'm still waiting for head roll rocks. And then I got a pile way down there I gotta do, and then we're doing another culvert pipe down there, but probably not gonna film that. I just wanna get it done. Okay, so starting on my head wall here. This is basically, you take some rocks that kind of fit in your pipe. This isn't perfect, but whatever. I'm working with what we got. See, this one fits a lot better. And then you just set them in there nice and tight. And then as you're going, you fill them in with this stone. And that builds something for you to set them on. And always have more rocks than you want to see. Like that one he's standing by right there is going to go all the way across the top of this. It's not going to be fun, but that's what we got that thing for. So, yeah, I'm going to get to that, and I'll show you what it looks like whenever I'm completely done. Okay, so anyway, that's the head wall. Just, you always got to use some bigger rocks for your toppers, and then make sure you put some bigger ones for your base. But there's not a science to it. You just got to have a semi-functioning brain, and you can figure it out. And then we just got to put a little stuff in there, a little modified, throw some dirt over there, and then we're going to take that one way up there and do it over there. So I'm not filming that one because my battery is just about gone. So I'll catch you on the next one.